Hello. This is Shareen with the 4E podcast, and good evening. This is another episode that we're bringing to you, and we also have
BC in the place to be. How y'all doing out there?
Hopefully everyone is doing good, even though, it's been a rough year and a half for a lot of families out there.
Wow.
But, we're all are praying and trying to, keep positive vibes and encourage one another. So,
yeah. I mean, it's crazy. We were at a funeral today, Lady Shareen.
Yes, we was.
One of our beloved Plainfield Knights, Bilal, passed away, and we had the honor and the privilege of being able to serve his family and the community by providing our technical assistance.
Yes.
I was able to put together the video presentation, which they loved, and
it was awesome.
You were able to stream it. Is that right, Lady Shareen?
Yes, I did today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And had a lot of likes on there, a lot of love.
Yeah.
And we also lost another young man just 2 days ago, right? Right, yes. From the city of Plainfield.
Yeah. I think I heard about it.
Yeah. So we're sending our love and our blessings out there to all those individuals that are going through times and tribulations, or trials and tribulations, and just telling you to keep your blessings and keep yourself cloaked so that you can be blessed. And have favor in your life. And sometimes definitely. I know it's hard when you lose somebody.
Yes, definitely hard.
I often say to people around me that I'm probably closer to the end than I am the beginning. I don't think I'm going to be Moses. I don't think I'm going to live 400 plus years.
Wow.
What about you, Lady Shareen? How's everything going with you?
Everything is pretty good. A little tired, been doing a lot of work, but, not complaining because God has been awesome.
Yeah.
But everything is going pretty good.
Yeah. I understand your weekend was full of some activities.
Yes, it definitely was.
What did you do this weekend? I think you had a video shoot, correct?
I had a wedding yesterday.
Wow.
And I had to go to Brooklyn, so I was there all day. So, that's a lot of work. Yeah. And when you're doing stuff like that and you're the editor as well, your job is not done when the wedding and the reception is over. You still have to work. So,
last night I was up into the wee hours of the morning, and if I feel like I got a little jet lag, it isn't because I've been flying, but I've been flying. I mean, I've been doing a lot, whether it's been in the landscaping arena or I've been basically working along putting that video together. And for all those video editors out there, listen, you got my love, you got my passion, and you got my blessings, because that editing is no joke.
It's no joke. It's very tedious, right?
Yeah, I think I put together like a 6-minute, almost a 7-minute video. And when I tell you I was out editing all night and all day, I was editing all night and all day. But the beauty of that is that it was a learning process, because I've always done editing, but I just went back into doing the things that you've been encouraging me to do, Lady Shareen.
See, there you go. See,
yeah,
I'm rubbing off on you.
Yeah, you're rubbing off. You're saying get back at it.
That's it. Come on, get in, jump back in.
Last weekend, me and my nephew. Hey, Marquise, how you doing out there, Marquise?
I'm good.
All right, and his brother and his friend. We went to a car show last week, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
The G.G. Brown car show was out in South Plainfield. Edison.
Okay. How was the car show?
Marquise, how was the car show?
It was good.
It was good.
Awesome.
Marquise is actually doing our switching tonight. Him and Dominique, they switch from time to time. So just for you to know out there, you are listening to...
Yeah, absolutely.
The 4E
podcast,
where we talk about
education,
entertainment,
enlightenment,
and empowerment.
That's
so
it.
We bring it to you, and we have, thanks to Donnie, you have actually put together our Cash App.
Yeah.
All right, and it is $ capital T HE.
I'm trying to remember it.
4 podcast, 4E podcast. So we want you to go out there, and if you're loving what you're hearing, we want you to be able to go ahead and like us,
share
us, tag us.
Send us some comments.
Send us some comments. And in addition to that, if you want to make a contribution, because the lights, the energy, and the efforts that we put into this podcast have all been coming out of our own free will and spirit. And we would love for you guys to go out there and be able to contribute. Again, it's $, capital T, H-E, the H and the E are lowercase, 4E podcast. You can go up there and you can actually send us some Cash App if you like us and send us some love, and we will definitely use the money to continue to grow our podcast. So, Lady Shareen, this is, I believe, our 18th episode.
I think so. Not sure.
All right.
But I think so.
Okay.
And tonight we have a guest coming in.
Yeah, Mr. Keith Powell.
Yeah, so
actually he's a reverend.
Yeah, so he's going to be coming in tonight. So tune in.
He'll be here momentarily.
Yes.
Just because of technology, sometimes you send things and for whatever reason they don't get there.
You thought you sent it.
You thought you sent it.
And it didn't go.
Yeah, and it didn't go. But he's going to be stepping into the scene real shortly. But while we're at it, we want to know how y'all doing out there. So, Lady Shareen, you got anybody up on the internet right now?
It looks like it says 2.
Okay.
I don't know, but we had I don't know if she's still on, but we have Deborah Osborne. If she's still watching, hey Ma, how are you? And then we have our Daniel Heathens. He's watching, and Scott Blackman. Hello. And if you're on Instagram, I cannot see who's watching. So if you're watching, thank you so much. If you come on and watch this later, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking the time out to support us, and we thank you and we appreciate you.
All right, so. Over the weekend, there were some interesting things that happened at the Olympics last week. Our star gymnast, I heard today that last week she said that she didn't know if she was going to compete anymore. I think today she reported that she is going to compete on the uneven bars, I think, open competition.
Awesome.
So I think she's going to do that. And I've seen some of our other females. I see that Puerto Rico for the second time, actually won a gold medal.
Okay.
Yeah, one of their female.
Second time. That's awesome.
Yeah, actually won. And Puerto Rico actually competes as not a part of the United States. They compete as their own country.
Exactly.
So, there's a lot of things going on out there. And then our swim team, the ladies swim team's just been phenomenal.
Oh, wow. I have not caught the swim team.
The swim team has been phenomenal.
Okay.
And now you got track and field going on. And with the track and field, there was that incident where one of the athletes actually tripped over another athlete.
Oh, wow.
And the athlete that actually tripped was an American, but I don't think he was the cause. I think he just was the effect.
Okay.
But the Olympic trial committee said that the Olympic committee actually said that they're going to put him forward. So he's going to be able to compete in the finalists. So there's a lot of stuff going on. The men's basketball team, I think, is winning. The ladies basketball team, I think they still are undefeated. So they're doing their thing. So listen, I've not been able to tune into the Olympics like I wanted to because I've been editing.
You be editing.
I've been editing. Lady Shareen, I said to Lady Shareen, you didn't, because it took me back because it's been a while since I've done it. And I said, man, you didn't tell me I was going to spend all these hours. She said, Brian, I told you.
Absolutely. Listen, and you're saying 6 minutes,
and
it was just pictures, right? A
couple of videos, but the videos was easy because it was at the front end.
Okay,
they weren't intertwined. If you start putting videos intertwined with pictures, and then and we didn't even have to do any music underlay. Okay, and then you start doing music
you didn't
underlay.
Have any dialogue. So now if you want, I can start throwing you some of the stuff I had. And then you can edit and, help me edit, but it's hours of video. Yeah,
I thought you said hours as in O-U-R-S. You talk about H-O-U-R-S.
Absolutely.
All right, well,
dialogue.
Donnie's back there.
And music.
And Marquise is back there.
I will throw you some words.
Listen, Lady Shareen, we can get them to start learning how to edit. And we already teaching them all the things about photography and videography and lighting and audio and stuff like that. Matter of fact, last weekend when I was at the car show, I actually actually had Marquise. He was actually showing. I was showing him how to do certain things live as opposed to in the studio.
So what did you do at the? You didn't tell us what did you do at the car show?
I brought out an awesome sound system. System. That system was blaring.
Oh wow!
And
is this a new system?
Well, I went out and spent a little under $3,000 on speakers. Oh. But
amazing.
There's some JBL speakers. They're self-powered. I don't have to bring out the amp rack. Okay. And it just allowed me to just travel lighter, but be more ready.
Okay.
I didn't have to do all of that amp hooking up.
So this is self-powered, you're saying.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about all the...
Yeah. Okay. This is self-powered stuff. But listen, it's all good.
Okay.
The opportunity to be out there in front of people, giving good quality sound and doing the things that I did was good. Marquise, did we have a good time?
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Come on, get him.
So,
our guest is here.
So my question to you real quick is, somebody may not know what self-powered speakers are. So
self-powered speakers means that they actually are building technology now where they put the amp inside of the speaker with all of the gadgetry, the circuitry. Okay. So you don't have to sit there and you don't have to EQ and all the rest of that. It looks like our guest just got here.
All right, welcome.
Yeah, so just come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
And then while he's doing that, I see some more people that's popped on. So I see my sister Kanisha. Hey, Nisha.
Hey, Nisha.
Kasai. I don't know if they're still on, but Kasai and Leslie Osborne. Hey, my other dad. Hey, how you doing?
All right. Okay,
so
come on.
Here we go.
Here we go. All right, so our switch is going to switch over to me, and we're going to get ready to take it live in a few more minutes with actually bringing our guests on.
Yes.
So we're actually already live. And again, you're listening to the 4E podcast where we talk about education,
entertainment,
empowerment,
enlightenment.
And we have an enlightening, an empowered, and an entertaining individual here with us tonight. And he is no other than Keith Powell. How are you doing there, Keith Powell?
Man, I'm doing good, but you used a few adjectives that are way above me, man. I'm just a...
Now, I've seen your work. I've seen, as the kids say today, I've seen your footwork. All right, and your footwork isn't necessarily because you're moving your feet, but it's because you're moving and shaking and you're doing things and you're creating and you're allowing the universe to just keep rolling over. You're empowering. You actually have a church that's down in Middlesex. Is that correct?
That would be correct.
All right.
Family of Christ Life Center.
All right, and if individuals want to join you, how do they get there and what do they do and what time do you worship?
Well, let's see.
And is his audio fine? Because he can move up to the mic a little bit more, right? Let's try that. There you go. I just want to make sure that we don't have any problems with your audio being captured. Okay. So go ahead. Talk about what people can do in reference to coming to see you.
Well, Family of Christ Life Center is a church or a ministry that's been in existence for almost 21 years.
Wow.
Yeah, we started right here, Plainfield, New Jersey.
Okay.
On East 7th Street.
East 7th Street.
Basically, we focus on winning souls, restoring families.
That's what it's about.
Developing leaders and activating ministries.
Awesome.
Very young church. Average age is about 28 years old.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
But I can tell you that your music ministry is second to none. They put it down.
Thanks to you.
They put it down. They put it down.
That's why he's mentioning it.
Thanks to him.
Lady Shareen, now you know the Church of the Living God. You know how y'all be you know how you be giving that praise. Yes, I always say partying because it almost is like a worship party. But I'm telling you, if y'all two churches got together, and I was thinking about this, I said maybe we should do a little.
Pastor Wyatt.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I used to preach over there.
Okay, see.
Lady Shareen, I tell you that everybody comes to your church.
I probably haven't preached over there in probably 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But, I used to preach for Pastor.
Yeah, and Donnie goes there.
Every year we used to come.
Okay. Donnie goes there.
Okay.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. And he actually helps Shareen with the camera work.
Oh, okay.
And the audio and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so we're bringing them up because you taught me that. You got to bring them up. So let's get into it. All right. So you're going to ask, how do we know each other, right? Because it's always, how do individuals get to know each other, and then how do they get onto our podcast, and what do they do? So way back when,
Way back,
they said.
before I became a groove,
before y'all were born.
Before y'all was born.
Okay.
Yeah, probably before some of our listening audience was born. We actually pledged an organization called Groove for Groove Social Fellowship Incorporated, and it just so happened that he lived down the street from my mom's house on Putnam Avenue, in Plainfield.
Yeah.
And one day he was out there doing some garden or doing some yard work or walking. He was doing something, and somehow I just went up there and said, "Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the neighborhood." And then he told me a little bit about himself, and one thing led to another. And anyway, to make a long story short, that's how we made a connection. That was our initial connection. Now, lo and behold, outside of all of that, he was dealing with a company that I actually, when I got into my house, I refinanced my mortgage.
Okay.
And one of the mentees that he mentored, moving and shaking again, I told you, seeing his footwork, right, actually worked underneath his umbrella. Okay. And he actually, at that point, that's when the economy was going like this, and everybody was refinancing. People
those were the days.
Yeah, you want to talk a little bit about those days?
Yeah, those were the days. That's when I had a little money.
All right.
Oh, get out of here! A little bit of money.
Hey, look, that was back in the day.
He rides around on a bicycle, and you talking about he got a little bit of money.
Yeah.
I seen the bicycle. It got a motor on it. No, go ahead. I'm only messing with you. He doesn't actually ride around on the bike.
I had
But
the
go ahead.
privilege of working in the mortgage business for many years.
Okay.
Had a great mentor, Stuart Cundiff.
Wow.
And he really taught me the business. And we helped a lot of people. We had a credit repair aspect to that. We purchased property and
That's right.
built up people's credit and got them into homes. So it was really good. It was a good turnaround.
But that isn't way behind you. I mean, you're not doing that as a primary source of income now, but you still have helped individuals.
Yeah, I'm not in business anymore, but
the knowledge is still there.
We still help people. We still work very hard to encourage people that want to own.
Okay.
To own. Okay. We still show them how to get their credit together, how to save money, how to buy property.
Okay. So if someone wants to do that now and want to contact you, is that something you would do?
They can call me at 908-405-9844. 908-405-9844. Okay. And all that advice is free.
All right, but through your ministry, you've been able to help individuals grow. You've been able to help families find a home, not just an apartment, a home.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah. Well, in ministry, and that's just serving. Y'all know all about that. You just try to help people meet the need, whatever it is that they want. We focus a lot on restoring families. Everybody has something in their life that's broken, something that needs curing, something that needs restoration, and we just work with them until that happens.
Okay.
So that's just at the core nature of what we do. In our ministry, we work with people.
Awesome.
You see, we're more. We grow our church out as opposed to up.
Okay.
We believe in decentralization. We believe that's what Jesus did. He spread out. He went into the boardrooms. He went into the streets. Mm-hmm. So we have strong relationships in our communities where we're working with a lot of people like that.
And one of the things that I need to say is it's definitely about God, but he also understands that the humanistic individual has to be fed. Yes. So before you go to service on Sundays, and he has an afternoon service at what time does that start?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Okay. All right, and he'll give you the address before we get off the air. But in addition to that, you have actually gone into the prisons.
Yeah. What we do, the reason why we start at 1 o'clock is because we go out into the world every Sunday. We go on other days too.
That's great.
But we go to nursing homes, halfway houses, prisons. We do that on Sunday morning. And then when we come to church at 1 o'clock, we got something to celebrate, you see. So we put the mission first.
Okay.
And the rejoicing second.
That's amazing. That's basically what it's all about.
That's what it's about.
Winning souls, encouraging people, because especially in today's time, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people are losing the hope. A lot of people, are about to, give in and throw in the towel. And, it doesn't matter, who you are. People are going through a lot of different things.
And today, even in the Olympics now.
Yeah.
They're talking about mental health.
Exactly.
They didn't talk about mental health before.
That's right.
So when you start talking about restoring individuals, you're talking about things that are underneath your umbrella, but things that you actually do to make sure that your fellow man or sister don't go without having the things that they need in order to cope in this world. Because this world could be very trying.
Yes,
at times you could be like, I got to call the other day, and I'm not going to share exactly what it was about, but I mean, it was one of them calls that you were like, what in the heck? And I mean, my whole world had to just stop right then.
Wow. Right.
And I had to leave.
Right.
And I left where I was working, and I had to go take care of some matters. It involved me having to get in contact with some professionals a little above my pay scale, but they were able to bring it back, because sometimes what we often think about as human beings, we often think that we have all the answers to everything. We don't.
Right.
No,
and we're going to go to that, because I'm getting ready to jump with that.
Go.
It's called the two rule. It's the two rule principle. Okay. So I told Lady Shareen we were going to talk about that a little bit. So talk about the two rule principle.
Well, I believe it's a principle of life that you have to have somebody over you and above you.
Okay.
I mean, just imagine a child is born. If there's nobody over them and above them, then they can't live.
Right.
And so a lot of times, because of our rebellion, when we grow up, we don't want to listen to anybody. And the more you don't listen, the slower your development is.
Wow.
Yeah. So we work with that strongly, covering people, and really understanding that all that I know is not all there is to know.
Right. Okay.
See? So I might know a lot about this, but I got to listen to you because you know a lot about that.
Right.
I got to listen to Brian because he knows a lot about that. We got to listen to each other.
That's right.
But if we do not walk, in that, knowing that we've come this far because somebody helped us get here. Yeah, so that's pretty much what we try to do.
Yeah, so in that two rule principle, I just want to indulge a little more of your time on that subject. You're really talking about mentoring. You're really talking about modeling. You really talk about changing an individual's thought pattern in reference to what they can and can overcome and become. Because a lot of times what happens is people think that, oh man, I just got this apartment with a car that's barely making it. That's all I know. No, there's more to life than that.
Yes.
If you want a house through the things that you have done in your past, through other mentors, find somebody that is above what you know.
Right.
If you want to proceed, if you listen, here we go. I'm gonna give you the above rule right here, principle right here in the studio. I don't know all about all of this stuff in the background. I had to go to Shareen. She is that above me person when it comes to the hooking up.
You're learning something here.
Yeah. But now here goes the other side of that. I know a little bit more about audio.
Sure does.
So Shareen has to come to me, and so in order for her to jump, she has to be willing to listen. Be at a point of listening so that she can learn.
That's right.
And I'm not going to share who it is, but we actually have a person in common that we're working on right now with that bull. We're working on that individual because we believe that this individual is so smart that if he took an IQ test, I'm pretty sure he will knock it out the park.
Wow. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he'll knock it out the park. But there's some challenges that he just can't overcome because he's in the midst of being amongst others that are not helping him grow. Okay. So when you talk about church, I got it. You go to church so that you can get that spiritual uplifting, so that you can raise yourself to a higher level. You can do it at home if you want to read the Bible and just think that. But whenever, what is it, two or more are present?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm preaching. Go
I'm preaching.
Go ahead, Shareen. Go ahead, Shareen. No.
The first part.
There I am. Right?
God is in the midst.
That's right.
Right.
That, when I say there I am. I am is God. I am is God. So I mean, not there I am, but
You got the A part.
So
we got the B part.
So go ahead, finish it.
God is in the midst.
God is in the midst. All right. So if you want to get above and overcome some of your shortcomings, you have to give it to somebody greater than yourself.
You have to.
And that greater than yourself, you can find individuals to help you get to that next level here on earth. Ultimately, you got to give it to him, God. But you can definitely find individuals on earth that can help you move to the next level. Right. I think sometimes people think that staying with the same people doing the same thing and not getting different results is not insanity. But that's the exact definition of insanity.
Wow.
I'll throw this in.
Go ahead, throw it in.
Okay.
Preach on.
A lot of people talk about God, talk about Jesus, talk about the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
But this is what they miss.
Okay.
God put a self-imposed limitation on himself when it came to earth.
Okay.
So nobody can say they know God without working through a person.
Right.
Because
wait, come on, slow that down, rewind that a little bit. Listen to the audience that's out there. Watch this. There's a lesson in this.
I'll do this. I'm hungry, I'm homeless, I'm starving, I need food.
Right.
Yes.
Father, in the name of Jesus, I'm hungry, I need food.
Right.
Where's the food at?
Exactly.
He's gonna send a person.
Right.
God don't eat food. He's not gonna cook me no fish and eggs.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And so a lot of people over spiritualize God in a way that it's just not correct. So if we don't learn to connect with people, you're not gonna find God. Jesus is in heaven.
Yes.
Well, I saw Jesus last night. No, you didn't. Jesus left a long time ago. He's coming back. He sent the Holy Spirit who works through people.
Right.
So you're saying
that over and above.
Okay. Give it to him a little more simplistic now.
Oh, I thought that was pretty simplistic.
No, that's very simplistic, but I want you to break it down to the lowest compound. Meaning that if you are seeking knowledge, you have to find individuals that have wisdom.
If you are seeking God.
Right.
Okay.
Everything comes down to people.
Yes, sir.
As it pertains to earth, not heaven.
Okay.
There's angelic beings in heaven. But if you're on the earth, you have to put on a body. That makes you human.
Right.
You see? And these are the only hands from you, from me, that are going to help you. So at some point, prayer has to lead you to a person.
Right.
If there's some help that you need, or watch this. If I'm going to help somebody.
Yes, sir.
Who am I going to help? The air?
Right.
You see what I mean? So we're praying for people, but we're not giving them any food.
That's it. And also you have to be in tune, to hear God's voice to say, hey, bless him with some food, and then that's when that bag of food come. You heard it, like, you know what, let me go buy so-and-so some food and put it on the step. And you don't have to even let them know that you did it. Ring the doorbell, drop it off, you out.
Now, you don't.
Your prayer been answered.
You know what I'm going to say. I'm coming back with that. I want to teach a man how to fish so he can eat for a lifetime than to provide him fish for one day.
Absolutely.
That's what I do. That's my calling,
Absolutely.
Lady Shareen. And you know, pal, that this is my calling. I always believe in trying to help the underdog. All right. But at some time, you got to push the underdog to become more than just the underdog. He's got to know that he's got a risk in this game. And this game is about survival, because I know I've helped so many individuals, and I'm not bragging on myself, because it ain't about bragging. It's what I'm called to do. That's what I want to do. And I said to myself the other day, I was talking to somebody, one of my partners, and I said, you know what? I got to stop stepping in the position of helping individuals figure out the shortcut. I'm the shortcut guy. You know, if you got a puzzle and you got 1,000 pieces, and I know the answers to the puzzle, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna help you get to that 1,000 pieces faster than what you would get to it, right? Okay. But I gotta realize that sometimes it's not my position.
Right.
I gotta learn to sit back and USA.
Right.
And let the cards fall where the cards will fall.
Okay.
Now I don't know how that fits in. You gotta help me with that. This is going above. This is going above.
We need each other.
That's right.
Everybody has a lane. Stay in your lane.
Yeah, stay in your lane. That's right.
And trust that somebody else. It's just like we work together. Hey, you stay in your lane, I stay in my lane, because I can't do what you do. That's and even
I can teach you.
But watch this. Even if
pay attention, Mark.
Even if I learn what you learn,
that's right,
and I do it, it will never be to the same degree or measure, because nobody can do what somebody else does.
Okay.
In the same degree and measure.
That's
impossible.
It. Okay. That's
Can't do it.
So
can't do it.
How do you this is a question that I think mankind has struggled with. At least I struggle with it. Maybe mankind doesn't struggle with. How do you get a person, and Shareen, maybe you can help me out with this too, to achieve something that they don't even know that's in them?
I would say, of course, you can pray on it, ask God, to lead you in that direction, but sometimes you have to start doing different things to find out, like a lot of people say, start with your passion. What are you passionate about?
No, this ain't about me. This is about me sometimes superimposing my will on trying to help somebody less fortunate to get to the next level.
Okay.
It's because, listen, I struggle with enough of my struggles.
Okay.
But a lot of my struggles are found, I got a certain base.
Okay.
I got a certain base. I started with a certain base, father, mother, blah, 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 blah. And it just continues to show itself in my life.
Okay.
But there's some individuals that don't have that. They don't have that structure. They're two above. They don't have that structure. They might have one. They might have a half a person. So what I'm saying to you is, how do you help somebody get to a place in their life that they don't even know they need to be at, but you see it because you see things? Yeah, I'm not saying I see into the future, but I mean the things. And Keith, we talk about this, but Shareen's going to chime in a minute.
Gotcha.
You know that somebody came to me the other day. Actually, I went to dinner after I left, doing something for a very dear friend. I won't say who he is, but I left and I went to dinner with the guys, and the guys came in, and we were going out to dinner, and they came in. They said, "Man, you got a lot of trucks," but I wouldn't think anything less. You have a lot of trucks and you have a lot of equipment. Well, I mean, all of that became because of the sacrifices that I've made. Right. So, but there's individuals that work for me in the past.
Okay.
That can't see their way towards independent financial freedom.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about.
So have you?
And that's just one example. Financial freedom. It could be going from a homeless situation to a home situation.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So have you talked to them to say, sit them down and say, listen, I want to show you how to do this, that, and the other, because I think sometimes, people actually just don't know, and sometimes people don't want to ask, so there's sometimes where, maybe pull them aside and say, listen, I want to show you some things, or, how to have financial freedom. One thing that a lot of people don't like and shun away from is budgeting. Budgeting. And,
say that word loud.
Budgeting. Yeah. A lot of people shun away from that, but I had to do that one time. Yeah. I literally.
You had to budget?
Oh yes, I did.
My lady Shareen.
I had to budget, and what? I had to actually. My thing is this. If you're trying to get somewhere, sometimes you have to pull back from the things that you do. If it's excess stuff of coffee, getting your nails done, having the cable TV. Sometimes, it's fine. Cut it off. cut it off until you get to a place where you want to be. Put that money somewhere else. Trust me, it helps. I had to do it. I definitely had to do it. You know, I remember a time where I cut the cable off, and I did it purposely. Mm-hmm. Cut it off and said it's a waste of money. And you know what? Don't laugh, because this is very ghetto. But
wait, hold on. Not Lady Shareen.
Don't laugh.
Lady, you on the 4E podcast? Ain't get over on 4E podcast. Go ahead, Lady Shareen.
My kids were smaller.
Okay.
And this is a true story. No lie. Like I said, it's a little ghetto. Mm-hmm. But I believe you got to do what you got to do to get where you want to be, right? Okay. So I took a hanger, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, back then we didn't have it wasn't digital yet. It was still analog, right?
No, you are absolutely not that old. I don't even believe you now.
I don't believe she had a sample. I don't believe she had a sample in some TV that she had to punch on the side, hit on the top.
You're not that old. Black and white with antennas up.
Listen, the little hole where the cable go, that little hole, and the little No, I got a safety pin. And I put the safety pin inside that little hole, and I put the safety pin through the I put the hanger through the little circle.
This is how she learned electronics.
What? Let me tell you, that stuff was so clear.
You mean to tell me you had HDT?
Back then.
I had channel 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 11. And let me tell you, listen, I had to believe that. Had to do what I had to do to get where I wanted to be. So listen, you talking about finances? Yeah. I can tell you some stuff.
Well, I can tell you she's an author. So if you ever need anybody to come and talk at your book club, she's an author. She can actually attest that she has written a book about a tragedy that actually happened right on the street. That actually she didn't know. The neighbors didn't know how they were going to get out of there. Gotcha. What was the name of your book?
I was saying, the name of the book is "Don't Count Yourself Out."
Don't count yourself out.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So now you get a chance to reply. I know that we left. That was a long conversation ago.
No, I want her to write a book on that.
Which one? The TV antenna?
Yeah. That's the book I want to read.
Listen, that is some serious true stuff right there.
Okay, so how did you get to the other side? And what were you trying to do to get to the other side? What were you trying to save for?
So, for me, I was trying to get out of the financial, I would say, hole that I was in.
Gotcha.
My story, I was married at one point, separated. And so I was left with everything, gotcha. Every bill that I had, I was left with, 2 kids. So I had to do everything. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm just that type of person. I'm not going to,
make it happen. Yeah,
I'm definitely going to make it happen.
Yeah, well, since you don't know her story, she is a person that went back to college.
Yes.
Got her associate's degree. Then went to finished at Montclair. Got her 4-year degree. So she's definitely, that's why she and I, we're not opposite. We attract each other because we understand the plight towards moving forward.
Yeah. I got laid off. I was working at the police department for about 10 years.
Wow. And,
they kept saying, we're going to do layoffs. And I had my plan. I said, if I get laid off, I'm going straight back to school. Going straight back. So that's what I did. But, I cut back on a lot of stuff. And sometimes what I would do is, if a bill, it depends on what bill it was, I would cut back on, maybe 50, 100, if I could, play around with it. Exactly. And I would pay somebody else, and I would do that until I actually caught everything up. Of course, God stepped in with a lot of stuff. I definitely have to mention him because he really made a lot of stuff happen. When you talk about favor, when your money run out and then favor carries you. Oh yeah, I've been through that.
I think Reverend Powell, Keith Powell, you want to jump in on that favor and how that actually chimes into.
She said it all.
Oh well, but listen, I'm trying to get you back in, man. I'm trying to put you back on.
How can I add to that? I can't do nothing with that, man.
Yeah, well,
what am I supposed to do with that? She wanted to get her budget together.
That's it.
She sacrificed her cable but improved her her TV.
That's it. I had to do it a different way, but I got it.
She was an entrepreneur a long time ago. You know,
she's got the stories of the entrepreneurship.
It's a great testimony of recovery.
So, what would you say would be one of the major things that individuals seek in trying to change their standing in their order in life? If an individual comes to you and they have hardships, what do you think is the one of the catalysts that causes them not to overcome some of the burdens that they feel are on their shoulder?
Well, I recently wrote 3 short books.
Okay.
All of them are about vision.
Okay.
Vision in the life of Moses.
Can we get a close up on that? Or we don't have a single shot.
Vision in the life of Jonah.
Okay.
And vision in the life of Jeremiah. All of these are available on Amazon. All of them. So
one more time, we're gonna try to zoom in on that.
Yeah, you can lift it up.
So you mentioned trying to.
He's good. Go ahead.
You mentioned trying to help someone see.
Right.
So they have a what? A vision problem. Okay. Right? Good.
They need eyeglasses.
So,
that was a joke. You're supposed to.
So, good. So now they got
Go ahead.
They got a vision problem.
Yes,
right?
Sir.
Okay,
yes,
good.
Sir.
So in my book on vision in the life of Moses, and again you can get it on Amazon. Put my name in there, Keith G. Powell. In the table of contents, in the 3rd chapter, I write about the divine interruption.
Okay.
All right.
Because you can't see.
Right.
And God is the visionary. He's the one that made you. He's the one that gave you a purpose. The gifts that you had, He put them in there. Mm-hmm. But we can't see.
That's right.
So you have to allow God to interrupt your life. And then the next chapter talks about the turning point.
Yes, sir.
You see that right there?
Mm-hmm.
The turning point is when you change lanes.
Okay.
And you begin to yield to the vision call of your own life.
Wow.
Awesome.
Everybody has one. God created them. You see, so a lot of times during life, you're operating in your gifts, talents, and abilities for the wrong purpose. You can't see. So you need that. You need that vision call, and then you can make that shift.
That's right.
But again, you need somebody over and above that can help you understand until you grow up to a point where you can see clearly.
Wow, that's pretty deep. What does your second book touch upon?
The second one is Vision in the Life of Jonah. And this is probably my favorite book because it deals with the rejection of vision.
Okay.
Wow.
See, you were kind of talking about that earlier about trying to help people and the people don't want to help.
Right.
Because a lot of times we reject vision and then we have the spirit of escape on us.
Wow. Okay.
You see, so we just...
Spirit of escape. I got to use that. I got to use that one day in my job.
Yeah.
You got the spirit of escape on you.
We run. You see? You know, we run.
Right.
Daddy.
We go in the opposite direction.
It's true.
And that's what we do. And then we experience the fruit of our bad decisions.
Right.
Which impact others.
That's right. Yes, it's true.
So, hey, I mean, if I make bad decisions,
that's right.
Whether I believe it or not, other people that are connected to me or depend upon me, it's going to affect them also.
That's right.
You see, so that's what that second prayer is about.
Okay.
And I mean, the second book, and then it ends up with recovery. That's one of my words, recovery.
Recovery.
Yeah, Jonah recovered.
That's right.
Wow.
You see,
ironic that we're talking about recovery, but go ahead, talk about it.
Well, that's what this book is about. But Jonah recovered.
Okay.
Although he really never got himself together.
Right.
You see, so sometimes we do not ultimately fulfill our destiny.
Okay.
we may recover, but we may never make it back to a place of healing.
Gotcha.
You know, because some things you're just never gonna get back.
That's true.
But I think
that's true.
That if you push hard enough, you can overcome a lot of those obstacles that you can't. The scotomas, that's what they call them, the blinders. That you're riding down the street and you don't see that there's a car about to come and hit you because you just riding down the street and you know you're like that horse in New York City that's got the blinders on and you can't see outside of that vision, that tunnel vision.
I like that. I like that.
You know, and in order for you to be able to do tunnel that, vision. You got to surround yourself with somebody that can open that perception up. I mean,
true.
I don't know why I'm in the position that I constantly push. Maybe I do know why. Why I constantly push and try to evolve. I try to get things accomplished that others don't see that they can accomplish. You know, I mean, and it's not about the materialistic things. People get it twisted. Mm-hmm. They think it's the materialistic things that get you your freedom. What gets you the freedom is the opportunity to make decisions and choices. Those that don't have choices can't make decisions because they can't get out of their own way. Right. So if I say to my wife, I want to go on vacation by the end of August, I have the choice. I can do that. Mm-hmm. Right. Because I put things in place for that vision to become a reality. Yeah. But I think the biggest hump, and I think your book definitely goes to that, is that in order for you to perceive that you want something better in life, you got to have a vision.
Right. Yeah, got to have a vision.
Got to have a vision.
And it has to be the right vision.
Right. It does.
Because you can have bad vision.
Yeah.
It's got to be the right vision. But again, if you have people that are over and above, you can submit that and say, hey, what do you think about this?
Okay.
And then if they say that's a bad vision, you should listen.
Yeah, gotcha. But you know, and we talk about that a lot. Because we talked about all your motivational speakers of the world didn't just get there because...
That's right.
I'm looking at the phone. Oh, the phone's not up? No. Okay, so they didn't get there just because... Now some people can say they were ordained, they were inspired, but they were inspired because somebody in their life, human being,
right. Has to be.
Human being.
Has to be. You can't get away from that because they're a baby. Right. Somebody got to give them a bottle.
Somebody, yeah, that's right.
Somebody has to raise them up.
Somebody
it's just that somebody got to feed them. When we get grown, we forget. And we don't want to listen to nobody.
That's true.
We think we have apprehended or arrived.
Yeah.
When if you always remember to have a multitude of counsel, at least 2 or 3 people that can tell you to shut up, sit down, you're wrong, and you will listen.
Right.
It will prevent you from making as many bad decisions. You're going to make some. Yeah. But as many.
Exactly.
Because every bad decision, like for instance, you're 18, you're 20, you're however old you are, and you buy a car.
Wow.
Good. Great. But you decide you're not going to pay the bill.
That's a problem.
Now the car gets repossessed. Yes. That just cost you 3 years.
That's right.
that one bad decision.
That's right.
It cost you 3 years.
That's right.
What did you say 3 years? What do you mean? Just for the listening audience.
Well, what I mean is if you buy a car and you have a car payment, you got to pay it.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So if you decide to make other things the priority and do not pay it, and you get a repossession,
that's right.
That's going to take you 3 years to recover your credit.
That's right.
Wow.
You see, so this is why it's important to have over and above other people that can give you advice on how to do things to prevent you from making all these mistakes.
Well, you have all this knowledge inside of you, man. I mean, like,
not as much as you.
No. Listen.
Definitely not.
He's got all this knowledge in it, right? And I'm like getting ready to tell him. See, I got a vision here. I got a vision here that maybe we should be booking some hotel somewhere, and we should be having him standing on stage and teaching people about financial wealth and how it works. Intellectual, monetary capital. How do you get your capital to work for yourself?
Well, I wrote a book called Wealth Building the Kingdom Way. That's not on Amazon, but I wrote a book. Well, my advice is really spiritual advice.
Okay.
As opposed to natural business advice.
Okay.
Which I have some information on.
Okay.
Some.
Okay.
Good.
Can somebody get that book, or is it not?
Well, 908-405-9844. That one's not on Amazon.
Is there an email? Can people hit you email, or do you
no,
just
they would call 908-405-9844. Or contact they can send an email to admin@foclifecenter.org.
All right.
And then it'll be sent out.
Right. Now,
admin, my phone number, 908-405-9844, or my administrative office email is admin@foclifecenter.org.
Anybody on Facebook? Anybody hitting us on any of our social media?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook too.
Mm-hmm. Again, I don't know if they're still watching, but we had Rhonda Gordon, Terry Benjamin.
What's up, Terry? Professor.
Joe Albita, hello.
Yeah, what's up?
And if there's someone else that's watching that I can't see, thank you so much for tuning in to the 4 East podcast.
Yeah, and listen, we have Keith Powell on our channel, and we're basically making sure that he's bringing you information that is informative, inspiring, spiritual. He basically is. You gotta want to know that the things that he's dropping through his words today can help you grow. Right. And that's what it's about. It can help you grow mentally, spiritually, financially, because if you build a good base, the base that I was talking about earlier, there's no other way that you can't have a strong foundation. Right. What happens with a lot of individuals is when you don't have a strong foundation, and whatever you do in life, you put sand there when you should put cement. More than likely, you're going to have a problem later on in life. So you got to have a good foundation. Yeah. And I think that the books that you talked about, the information that you brought forth, is really critical to individuals. And any Sunday they want to come out and worship with you, they have a perfect opportunity to come to the church. You want to give them the address for that? Is that good?
Family of Christ Life Center, 270 Lincoln Boulevard in Middlesex. And we have a great teaching night on Tuesdays at 6, and our Sunday ministry is at 1 p.m. From about 1 p.m. to 3.
Yeah, and they get down.
That's because Brian Cox trained our sound team.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
All right, trainer.
I was put in a position that you asked. And who am I to keep all of the knowledge that I have?
He trained us. He trained.
And you gave me the opportunity to help you, and that's what it's all about. And I think that that's what life is about. That if you have a gift, and you can't take any of this stuff with you.
That's right.
So if you don't share it while you're on the earth, then when you get to heaven, if you get to heaven, or when you get to heaven, let's say
if.
I said when, if. Okay.
It is an if, right? If you accept the
Lord Jesus Christ,
you will be saved and you will go to heaven.
That's right.
If you don't, you will still have eternal life, but it'll be elsewhere.
That's right. Absolutely.
Hell is a real place, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, okay. I agree. What can I say? But while you're on this earth, and you have been given gifts from a power, Jesus Christ, higher than yourself, you need to make sure that you pour into others. I think that's why so many individuals that are in this world want to do something while they're in the world. But that doesn't get you paradise. That by your deeds and his actions don't necessarily equate to heaven. You have to actually do the work of worshiping and following and believing. But I'm just glad that we have
belief will get you there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us, how did you get started in the things that, you do as far as the, you said that you help people refinance mortgages. You are a pastor of a church. So how did you get started with everything that you do?
Well, I think they're even more important. How did he get how did he get into the word? What happened?
Okay.
What drew him to that? Who was his mentor? Who was his above person? Right. There you go. Who was his two above? There you go. Well, if you don't mind me jumping in, Lady Shareen, on your question, and maybe you can mix those two answers together.
Presently, Bishop Jenkins and Bishop Johnson.
Okay.
Present. Plus, I have great friends.
Okay.
Bishop David Lucky, Bishop Salter, Dr. Randall Lassiter. I'm surrounded with great friends.
Awesome.
But I was in the world.
Okay.
Good. I didn't grow up in the church. Like a lot of people grew up in the church.
Right.
I didn't grow up in the church. If I was anything, I was more of a fake Muslim than anything.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. You understand? Being fine what he want.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
And then I was getting high. Right? Good. Loved cocaine.
Okay.
That was my drug. But I didn't have any addictions. And then I was a white collar criminal.
Wow. Okay.
So I was the guy with the button down white shirt, suit, worked in corporate America, and we were cooking the books and embezzling money.
Wow. Okay.
And then partying.
Wow.
And then one day we got in trouble, and I thank God I have no police record. I should have, but I don't.
Wow.
Praise God.
Listen to this now.
Got in
Listen
trouble,
to this.
Right.
And the guy that I was hanging out with, we got jumped, and then he went and reached in his trunk for a gun.
Wow.
And now, I used to commit crimes, but I never wanted to go to jail.
Right.
But what happened at that point is the light bulb went off like, what? If he would have found this gun,
exactly,
you would be going to jail.
Wow.
And then I remember I called my mother. I was 30 years old. And I told her, come get me. I hadn't talked to her in a couple of years.
Wow.
I was just out there.
Okay.
And then she said, you can stay here, but you got to go to church. No problem.
There you go.
And what happened, 6 months later, I got saved.
Okay.
I moved back out, and that was really just the beginning. And then God sent me some great people that really just took me by the hand and worked with me, and I got my mind back, at least most of it.
Okay.
Still go to the left every now and again. But that's pretty much the way that happened. It was really through these people that God sent that I accepted, and I submitted to them. Okay. And I was so grateful because I was such at a low place.
Wow.
And then I didn't know anything about church.
Okay.
And I'm glad, because like when I look at Christians today that grew up in the church, many of them have a lot of problems with forgiveness and judgment and accusation and condemnation. Mm-hmm. You know, when I got saved, I didn't have any religious baggage. Okay. So it was really just through God and the people that He sent that helped me, and many of them are still helping me to this day.
So that was like 7 years ago, right? Because you're only like 37 now. Hey, lucky 7. I don't know, maybe 7 times 21. 7 times 3, maybe 21. But you know,
somewhere around it.
Listen.
Well, that's a great story.
Well, it's not only a great story; it's a book. But outside of the book, and outside of being a great story, it's a testimonial.
Exactly.
It's a testimonial. Mm-hmm. And that testimonial can't be replaced by just talking.
Right.
He had to live it. He had to go through it.
Exactly.
And go back to the beginning of my conversation earlier in the evening is I could have came to him at 25 years of age. And I might have been sent by God.
Right.
He would not have hurt me.
No way. No way.
You know why he wouldn't have hurt me? Because he was in the world. He was doing his thing.
I was rebellious. I wouldn't even listen to my mother.
Wow, get out of here. You couldn't listen to your mother?
No. I was a very rebellious child.
Wow.
I can't even believe that.
My daddy used to whoop me. That was back in the day.
He was military?
See, these kids don't know nothing about
He was military?
He was military.
So I mean, he was a father that would tell you to go outside, get the switch. Hold on, youngins. Get the switch. Make sure take all the leaves off of it. Take all the leaves off of it. And if you come in the house without the leaves off, I'm going to send you out there for a bigger one.
I got one better. Because that would have been too easy. My father beat us with the army belt with the buckle and the tip.
Okay.
And there was only 2 reasons he would beat us. If you lie or if you get on mama's nerve.
Okay.
And I used to get on mama's nerve.
That's a shame.
And I used to lie.
The youngins are saying they got to comment back there. They got to comment back there. What y'all say about how y'all mamas? No, well, listen, y'all young enough and y'all in the age, so don't say too much. But y'all used to get whippings.
No.
Y'all used to get whippings.
Yes. No way. Yes. No way.
Yes. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
A woman with you was a woman with
everybody got a spanking.
No. A Hot Wheel track. A Hot Wheel track. You know, hit them with a Hot Wheel track. It's rubber. It doesn't hurt. A broomstick. Get out of here. Well, I remember, if you want to tell a story, I remember the day that I went and my dear friend, to this day, dear friend, we don't communicate as much as we should, but that's life. But I went and I had a fight with him, and I lost the fight with him. So I decided that I was going to go beat up his younger brother. So I went and beat up his younger brother. My father found out that I went over there and beat up the younger brother, and he said, go outside and take down your... I'm like, what are you going to do? And it was a stick. It must have been this big.
That big.
It was that big. So, as a child, you know, everything's that big. I mean, it was probably only that big.
Right.
And I remember that bark came off that branch and landed on the ground. I don't know what caused him to do that to me, but I said, I'll never do that again. Wow. So, I mean, and today, the reality is that spare the rod, spoil the child. The reality is that...
You got that right.
The reality, hey, listen, I get something for But the reality is that today, it's a different world. You know, you do that to a child today, you might end up doing some time. And that child might be spending
different world right now.
Different world.
Kids call cops on their parents. They got DIFUS number right in their phone.
Yeah,
No, they don't. They threaten you. If you beat me, I'm gonna call your social worker.
Now, I know the kids that do call.
That do call. Get out of here. No, they don't.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brian.
No, they do. Ain't no.
Oh, you know why he knows that? Because then he gets the phone calls, the pastor, and he's got to go down there and explain. This is a good church-going woman. This child just had to be exercised.
I might do that. Because some parents are not good parents.
Right. Okay.
So if they're not a good parent, I don't do that. Some parents are abusive.
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah.
My father and my mother were 2 disciplinarians.
Well, they wouldn't live in today's society.
No, they be locked up. But
You'd have been raised by some other family.
I'd be too afraid to call DIFUS because my what?
Right.
My father be like, hey, here's the phone. Go ahead,
Right.
He be like, you ain't gonna live to see him get it. What? No, man. My father was gangster. You kidding me?
Wow. So, with all that being stated, today, when I look at you as an individual that has somewhat arrived, all right? Meaning that you can and you do pour a lot into individuals' lives that may not know that the key is put right around the corner.
Right.
What do you attribute that to? I mean, is it just life?
I'm going to give you one word. Remember.
Okay.
That's my word. I remember where God brought me from.
Okay.
Every day.
Yeah.
You see. So This way I can help other people.
That's right.
Because here's the truth. We're all the same.
That's right.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, we are. Because from a human standpoint.
Okay. I see some green people walking down the street.
God only made us. So we're all the same.
Right.
I got you. I just had to throw that in there.
If we can get judgment out of us,
Wow.
then we can bring healing. Because you
Right.
can't heal what you are presently judging.
Right.
And this is a great era in the church today.
Say that again. I don't think they heard it
You
up there.
cannot heal what you're judging.
That's right.
It's a great era in the church today. So that means that if I know a girl or a guy that's doing drugs and getting high, and I judge them, I can't heal them.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
What I have to do is, we're all the same. Our proclivities may be different.
Okay.
Does that make sense? But we all sin and fall short of the glory of God.
You know that.
Oh, everybody.
That's right.
I'm talking about the bishop, the apostle, the prophet, everybody's the same. So if I'm looking at your behavior and then I use that behavior, watch this, to not associate with you,
Gotcha.
am I really a Christian?
Right.
When Christ died, he said, while we were sinning, am I? That I can't look beyond your sin
That's right.
because I don't realize you're the same as me. So I remember. That's how come I share those testimonies. I mean,
Right.
God has brought me a long way. Most people be like, you really? Yeah. You see. But everybody has their own testimony.
That's right.
Some people never did drugs. Never. They weren't into fornication.
Right.
But they're angry as all get out. They're judgmental as all get out. They're condemning as all get out. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But they don't look at that as sin. So I just remember, Brian, that I remember.
Right.
So when I remember, hey, I don't judge a sinner
That's right.
because I'm just a sinner saved by grace.
And you could have been on the other side if it's not for His glory.
If it wasn't, listen, my mother prayed. My mother made me go to church at 30. I didn't want to go.
Wow. Well, good
But
thing
that was a condition.
Absolutely.
And 6 months later, my life was turned around.
Awesome. That is so awesome.
Where was that upbringing, if you don't mind me asking?
I grew up in Atlantic City, but
Atlantic City.
well, that's where I was born and raised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where you actually found?
No. I was born and raised. My parents divorced, and then my mother moved to Piscataway.
Piscataway.
Yeah, went to
Okay.
Piscataway High School. And
Wow.
but at 30, I returned back to New Jersey, and then I ended up giving my life to God. I didn't know I was.
Okay.
I,
He snuck up on you.
Listen, I got saved at First Baptist Church, Lincoln Gardens in Somerset.
Okay.
Okay.
And I used to come from the Jamaican club right about 4 o'clock in the morning, fall asleep on the couch, wake up at 8 o'clock because we had to go to 8 o'clock service
Wow.
and sit all the way in the back
Okay. And he caught you in the
and laugh.
So you wasn't hearing nothing.
No, it was funny because I used to watch people, I didn't even know what speaking in tongues was.
Right.
They speaking in tongues, I used to be always basically cracking up. One day,
Say it again. One day.
the spirit hit me. I'm walking down the aisle. They made an altar call. The preacher preached the sermon.
Did they part the Red Sea for you? They just
Listen,
like,
no,
here he comes.
The preacher preached a message called "There's one thing that God can't do,"
What's that?
and for
Listen.
the first time, I started paying attention. I'm like,
Okay.
something that God can't do.
Okay.
And then at the end, he said, "Fail." Then he made an
Okay.
altar call, and
Okay.
I don't even know. I'm walking down the aisle. I'm crying. The next thing I know, they taking me in the basement of the
Oh, wow.
church, and them sanctified women, boy, they casting devils out. And I didn't know what was going on there.
Right.
But when I look back on it, I was like, they worked on me like a surgeon. Yeah, and then God delivered me all at the same time.
Okay.
So, praise God.
That's great.
Well,
That's a great
man.
testimony.
But I just remember.
Yeah.
I
Remember.
remember.
That's really a powerful word. I never heard it put like that. That you really have to remember in order for you to gain consciousness of what others are going through.
I remember.
No, it's true.
And so, you know, when you're looking at people that are hurting or that need God in their life, if I'm judging their sin, I can't heal them.
That's right.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Because you can't heal what you're judging. See, so if I'm looking at your behavior, and, you know, then when I leave you, you know, I talk to my homies, I talk to this, oh, man, you know, he's still messed up.
Right.
Lord have mercy. You
ain't
know that boy still getting high. You know that girl still running around the street. Guess what? You can't heal.
Right.
But maybe that's when you put that person, that number two, and the two people above him, try to connect it, make the connection.
Right.
You can't put him in there. It's got to almost be like a natural.
Well, people resist it because of the judgment in the other people that are trying to control them.
Okay.
As opposed to really taking a position of love. That it's just like when we were talking the other day. You were talking about, you know, how you felt, you know, God had put it in your heart, you know, to be in relationship with certain people. Right? And what did you do? You're not judging them based on their behavior.
Right.
Because if you did, you wouldn't be around them.
It's true.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Yeah.
You
You have to love them. You know, you have to.
But that's what love is.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's how come I said, well,
Exactly.
who's really going to heaven?
Right.
Because love covers a multitude of sin.
Right.
Yes.
So if you have sin and I really have the love of God, then my love is going to cover your sin.
That's right.
Right? I'm not saying I'm going to accept it and put up with everything. But I'm not going to not be in relationship with
the
you
person, right.
because.
Well, you know, the old parable that says, you know, whoever has not sinned.
Here we go.
There you go. Hey, listen, I'm trying to get it right.
No, you got it. You got it.
A lot of people had stones in their hands, and they were ready to throw them. There was a lot of drop stones. There's a lot of drop stones. That's all I'm saying. So the bottom line is
That's a good topic. A lot of
Drop stones.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Listen, you can use it. You can put it in your
That's
next book. Listen, I got 1,000 of them in me. Listen, the bottom line is this. At the 4E podcast, we try to bring you enlightenment. We try to bring you empowerment. You have definitely brought a lot of that to our listening audience today, whoever's out there listening. And the reality is that all we want through our podcast, Lady Shareen, tell me if I'm wrong, is to get messages out there that you can do better.
Exactly. Yeah.
You have definitely brought all of the funk and all of the glory in reference to what we're trying to convey to our listening audience. We definitely got to do a few commercial things real quick. We are the 4E podcast. We have a Cash App. So if you want to Cash App us, and let me see if I can get it right, Donnie, help me out. $, capital T, E, capital lowercase, $, start again, $, capital T, H, smaller case, E, smaller case. The rest is a smaller case. 4, not the word 4, but the number 4, E podcast. Send us some love. We've been doing this for over 20 weeks, 30 weeks, and we have not asked for a dime. But now we're going to get to a point where we're going to start pouring into you to pour into us so that we can continue to bring you highly powerful messages.
That's why you didn't get anything. You're in violation.
I'm in violation
of a faith principle.
What's the faith principle?
And you shall receive.
All right, so we're asking, and we need you to be blessing and make that phone call. But in addition to that, you can go up if you want to come on our 4E podcast. Lady Shareen, you want to tell them how they can get on and how they can log on and how they can put their requests up to come on and be seen by other people out there?
Sure. You can go to our website, which is 4epodcast.com. And there is up the top, I believe it's on the right side, you can hit the book and booking. And so you can, put in the date. We start at 5, so you can, put your information in. If you have a problem, just let us know. You can always inbox me if you have my email address. It is Shareen, M as in Mary, C as in Charlie, L as in Larry, K as in Kite, @gmail.com. Just leave me a message again, or you can inbox me, or, wherever threads you see me at, just put a message there. I'll definitely get back to you. You can...
Yeah, hit them with that Shareen Pitt. Your Facebook
my
page?
Facebook is Shareen Pitt, yes.
Yeah, definitely hit her with that, and Purple Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. Go ahead.
Brian always...
Listen, I'm fun.
No, I like to stay in a background. No, but Purple Sky Productions, yes, I'm not sure if that's on Facebook, but Shareen Malika Photography is. You can hit me up on that page as well. You can inbox me that way. Websites, production studios are purplesky.com. You can reach me there if you want. And
yeah, you could get me at Get BC Landscaping. You can get me there. You can hit me on that webpage. You can obviously hit me on my Facebook page. You can friend me. Listen, the bottom line is that we're bringing this to you. We're doing this out of love and compassion. But there is going to come a time, and we are asking, so the time is now, that we actually put it out there. But in addition to that, you also can find us on 4 medias right now, right? Isn't it 4 medias, or is it 3 medias? The Wix.
The Wix, which is the website I just said. For each podcast, we do have a page. I think it's a group page.
Okay.
We have to put more of that out. We actually need to, we're trying to migrate everything off of me. But right now we are on my page, which is Shareen Pitt. And we're on YouTube, Instagram, so you can go there, and everything is For You Podcast.
Yeah. So we loving what you brought to us. I think we're at the hour that we're getting ready to bring this episode to a close.
Yes.
So, Lady Shareen, before I let you close, because you always are the opener and the closer, Pastor, do you have anything else? Keith Powell, do you have anything else that you want to bring to our listening audience?
Well, first I want to thank you, Brian and Shareen, and the entire staff of 4E Productions for having me. And I want to pray this prayer of faith for those that are watching. I'm praying prayers of salvation, blessing, and healing upon you. Reach out, get the help that you need, and God will be there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amen. Amen. So there's a few people, let's give out some shout outs that I see that were, I don't know if you're still watching, but we had Lisa White, my son, hey Jamar. Joe, hey Joe. I know we called you out before. I don't know if you heard our shout out. But again, if you're not watching now and you're going to catch the rewind of this, we thank you for tuning in. We thank you for your support, for everything that you're doing. And again, if anything, just, contact us, send us a comment, some likes, some shares, some tags. Everything like that, we're trying our best, to bring in some good people, to tell us, how they got started, the things that they're doing, because we just want to encourage everybody. We just want to let you know that you can do it. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your life. Don't give up on anything, because even just like tonight, Pastor Powell, he said, that he was doing some things that he shouldn't have been doing, but, life is life. And, sometimes we find ourselves, in predicaments or situations or things, that, again, like he said, we're rebellious. We don't want to listen, so we go our own ways. But he told us today, the things that he did, but God, he came and got him.
Amen.
He came and got him, and turned his life around. And so, that goes to show you that God can change anybody at any time. So again, we thank you for watching. It looks like Brian has something you want to say.
Lady Shareen, you said it all. The bottom line is the bottom line. We love you guys out there. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. Catch us next week. Next week, we're supposed to have Lee Fields on.
Lee Fields? Okay.
Yeah, that musician right out of the city of Plainfield. Well, he's not from Plainfield, but he actually has sung all over the world. And then following that, we're supposed to have a breast cancer survivor that's coming on. And then I think we got a couple other individuals that are DJs or whatever else that are coming on. So we got a full slot. It's just a matter of us trying to find time to go on vacation, because we got to regenerate our souls. We got to regenerate our power.
Got to do it.
Absolutely. We went over a little bit tonight. We said we was going to cut it short because we're tired. But, we figured, listen, we're rolling. It's good. So let's keep it rolling. So I also see my aunt. She popped on. Hey, Aunt Mary, how are you? So again, thank you for watching, and this is it for the episode on tonight. And we thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Coming down the road to come and be on and share with us what you had to give us on tonight. So thank you again. Tune in next week. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.